but I was going to be like,
if you want to.
now that your brain is busy and you're so focused on coloring, what can we expect from Taylor and Travis's wedding?
I would love to give you all the details. I don't have them.
She said 5 words that broke the internet in under an hour. 5 words that sound innocent on the surface, but contain everything. Kylie Kelce looked directly into that microphone and said, I do not have them. Not I cannot tell you. Not I am not allowed to say. I do not have them. And every single person who heard it knew instantly that was not the truth. Stay with me. Because by the end of this video, you will know exactly what Kylie is hiding and why. But before we get there, I need you to understand something that nobody is talking about. There is a critical legal difference between 2 phrases that sound almost identical. I do not know, and I do not have them. One is ignorance, one is strategy. Kylie Kelce chose her words with surgical precision on March 25th, and the choice she made tells you everything about what is actually happening behind closed doors right now. We are going to break it down word by word. First, let me tell you who Kylie Kelce actually is, because this matters more than most people realize. She is not just Travis's sister-in-law. She is the wife of Jason Kelce, mother of 3 daughters, host of her own podcast called Not Gonna Lie. A woman who has built her entire public brand around one thing: being real, authentic, unfiltered. She famously says she does not like to be the center of attention. So ask yourself why a woman who hates attention keeps getting asked about the most attention-consuming event of 2026. Because Swifties trust her completely. She is the vault, the one family member who has been absorbed into Taylor's world without losing herself. Since late 2023, she has been photographed in those VIP suites, cheering alongside Taylor like they have been friends for decades. She is not performing friendship. That warmth is real. And that is exactly why what she said on March 25th matters so much. When the vault speaks, everyone listens, even when the vault says almost nothing. Here's what nobody noticed about the Conversations with Cam podcast episode. Cameron Rogers did not accidentally stumble onto the wedding question. She planned it. She designed an entire segment called Coloring Confessionals, specifically to catch Kylie with her guard down. The idea was to occupy Kylie's hands and conscious mind with coloring so her subconscious would slip. Cameron even announced her strategy out loud on the recording. She said, now that your brain is busy and you are so focused on coloring, what can we expect from the wedding? And here is where it gets darker. Kylie did not hesitate. She did not laugh nervously. She did not look caught. She responded in under 2 seconds with a perfectly constructed sentence. I would love to give you all the details. I do not have them. Think about what that means. A distraction technique designed by a professional podcaster failed completely in under 2 seconds. That is not a woman who was caught off guard. That is a woman who has rehearsed that exact answer so many times it lives in her muscle memory. You felt something when you heard that clip. Every woman watching who has ever had to keep a secret she desperately wanted to share felt it immediately. That specific kind of controlled longing. I would love to tell you the longing is real. The restraint is trained. Kylie wants to talk about this wedding more than almost anyone. She is excited. She is invested. She is probably one of the most important people in this entire event. And someone told her in very clear terms exactly what she is and is not allowed to say in public. Now, let us talk about the pattern, because March 25th was not the first time. In January 2026, Kylie sat across from Savannah Guthrie on the Today Show, one of the most experienced interviewers in American television. Savannah asked directly whether Travis and Taylor needed to set a date quickly, and Kylie said, "Oh, I do not know. I have no idea." Same strategy, different words, perfectly executed deflection, 2 completely different interviewers, 2 completely different settings, same result. That is not coincidence. That is coordination. And this is where it gets darker. Kylie is not alone in this coordinated silence. Look at the entire Kelce family simultaneously. Donna Kelce, nothing. Jason Kelce, nothing. Travis himself, damage control mode after details started leaking from somewhere inside his inner circle. He is reportedly investigating his own people right now, trying to find who talked. And Taylor told Graham Norton she would not even begin planning publicly until the Life of a Showgirl promotion was finished. Every single person in this circle is reading from the same script. And that script was written by Taylor Swift's security team. But here's the question that nobody is asking. If Kylie genuinely does not have the details, why does she say she would love to give them? Think about that sentence structure carefully. I would love to give you all the details. You do not say you would love to give someone something you do not have. You say, I wish I knew. You say, I am not in the loop. The phrase, I would love to give you the details, only makes sense if you already have them and you are choosing not to share. That one sentence is the entire tell. Now, here is what we actually know about this wedding, and the details that have leaked are extraordinary. The date is June 13th, 2026, a Saturday. The number 13, Taylor's lucky number tattooed into the fabric of her entire career. This is not coincidence, and everyone knows it. The venue is believed to be the Ocean House Resort in Watch Hill, Rhode Island, located near Taylor's own High Watch Estate, a private coastal sanctuary that she already controls the perimeter around. She chose her own backyard because control is everything, and the logistics of keeping this secret are genuinely staggering. Guests have been told only to keep their calendars clear. No venue, no schedule, no details. The final location may not be revealed until 24 hours before the ceremony. NDAs have been required from vendors and likely from guests. And here is the detail that broke the internet in March. Taylor Swift allegedly paid off another couple to give up their booking at a venue she needed, paid for their entire wedding and honeymoon just to secure one date. That is not desperation, that is power. Now, here is the moment that nobody fully understood when it happened. Travis Kelce signed a one-year, $12 million contract with the Kansas City Chiefs on March 13th, 2026. 1 year, one final season. And NFL training camp begins July 22nd, 2026. That gives Taylor and Travis exactly 5 weeks between June 13th and the moment he has to report back to Kansas City. 5 weeks for the most famous wedding in modern history, plus a honeymoon reportedly spanning the Bahamas, Italy, France, Croatia, Greece, Singapore, and Australia. Every single detail of this wedding exists inside that 5-week window, and this is where it gets darker. That 5-week window is exactly why the leak started. When you compress the most logistically complex private event in celebrity history into 5 weeks, you need an army of vendors, coordinators, security personnel, and family members all working simultaneously. Every single one of those people is a potential leak. Travis knows this, his team knows this, Taylor's team knows this, and yet somehow details keep surfacing. The date, the venue buyout, someone is talking, and Travis is trying to find out who. Here is what nobody noticed buried inside Taylor's iHeartRadio speech 3 days ago. She stood on that stage with 7 trophies and said, anything you feed the internet, it will attempt to kill. She said this 4 days after the venue buyout story broke publicly. She said this while simultaneously planning the most secretive wedding in celebrity history. She was not giving advice to young artists in that moment. She was explaining her entire wedding strategy in one sentence to anyone paying close enough attention. She is not feeding this wedding to the internet, not one detail, not one photo, not one confirmation. And Kylie Kelce is the front line of that protection strategy. Think about why Kylie specifically keeps getting asked. She is not Taylor's publicist. She is not Travis's agent. She is a woman with her own podcast, building her own platform. She is accessible. She is likable. She is the human face of the Kelce family that media outlets know will give interviews. So every interviewer targets her hoping that her authenticity will crack the wall. And every single time Kylie walks up to that wall, looks at it and walks away smiling. She is not cracking. She is the wall. Now, here is what the tabloids got spectacularly wrong. When Kylie said, I do not have the details, multiple outlets immediately ran headlines about family tension. Shocking claims. Kylie kept in the dark, as if this woman, the sister-in-law who has been in those suites since 2023, would somehow be excluded from the most important event in her brother-in-law's life. As that narrative is designed to create conflict where none exists. And your audience knows better than to believe it because they understand what plausible deniability actually looks like when it is executed correctly. Here is the truth about what Kylie knows. She almost certainly knows the date. She almost certainly knows the venue. She is almost certainly playing a significant role on the actual wedding day. The fan theory that she is the maid of honor has more evidence supporting it than anything the tabloids have printed. She is family. She is trusted, she is disciplined, and she proved her discipline twice in 3 months under professional interrogation conditions. Taylor Swift does not surround herself with people she cannot trust. Kylie earned her place in that inner circle every single time she said, I do not have the details. And here is something that every woman watching needs to sit with for a moment. We live in a world that constantly pressures women to perform their joy publicly, to share their weddings, their pregnancies, their relationships in real time for public consumption. Taylor Swift is one of the most famous humans alive, and she is refusing to do that. She is protecting the most sacred day of her life with everything she has. And every woman in her circle, Kylie included, is honoring that choice without complaint. That is not a PR strategy. That is sisterhood. We are currently 76 days away from June 13th, 2026. 76 days of coordinated family silence, 76 days of carefully rehearsed deflections, 76 days of NDAs and security sweeps and decoy information. And when that day finally arrives, the world will not know it is happening until it is already over. Taylor Swift will post her own photos on her own Instagram, on her own timeline, and tell this story entirely in her own words. No magazine deal, no red carpet, no press conference, just two people who chose each other completely in private, and Kylie Kelce will be there. Standing in whatever role Taylor trusted her enough to give her, wearing whatever Taylor chose for her, holding whatever secret she was asked to hold, and she will smile for those photos, knowing that she was one of the people who helped protect the most beautiful day in this love story. The woman who said, I do not have the details, will have been there for all of them. Every single one, and nobody will ever know exactly what she knew or when she knew it, because that is what it means to be the vault. Now, here is what I need you to think about and tell me in the comments. Kylie said she would love to give us the details. So when Taylor finally posts those wedding photos in June, when the whole world sees the dress and the venue and the moment, what detail are you most desperate to finally know? The dress, the guest list, the vows, the first dance song. Because Taylor Swift has never once done anything the way anyone expected. And whatever she has planned for June 13th is going to be more extraordinary than anything we have imagined. Like and subscribe. We will be watching every second of the next 76 days together.